calm and quiet, but full of life and beauty. My village of Gallias has been my home for my whole life. Located in the Ohio River Valley in the mighty Appalachian Mountains, with a fascinating history of the French 500 and the settlers that made this their home, the river is the heart of this town, but how much has it shaped it? My heart is always filled with wonder and peace when I see the twinkling water on a sunny day, or the autumn leaves reflecting in the fall. A photograph can never do it justice. The water has not only brought far cultures from the world to this town, but has allowed inspiration of art to flourish. Gallias Nights is famous for bringing many people into the village, and the waters provide a wonderful mirror for the bright colors, and a window for West Virginia to see it too. During the spring, the landscape is alive with flowers, many colors lighting up the lands stained by water. Many artists of various crafts live here, and their creations give life to Gallia. Sitting on the bank is a guiding light for my soul. The mighty Ohio is as practical as it is majestic. Many people have lives dependent on the water, directly or not. Many barges float up and down and stop here, shipping fuel from the Appalachian Mountains to the rest of the county, and bringing culture, people, and goods to the village. Boating and fishing is a pastime for many around here. The animals who live in the deep forests and wide plains of Ohio are sustained by the water, fertile land, and lush woodlands. I'd like to introduce one such man who uses the river and hard work to make a life for himself. Alright, so just tell me a bit about yourself and your job and what you do.
My name's David Chasewell. I work for Campbell's Transportation Towing Company. We move barges up and down river to help with the economy. We push a lot of coal barges to the power plants to keep the electricity going. We push a lot of gasoline barges for fuel and airplane fuel and any other commodities that can't be pushed any faster by trucks or planes.
Alright, how would you say that this job provides for your family?
This job provides a lifestyle for my family to be able to give them what I couldn't have growing up. It's gave me the opportunity to have nice vehicles, a house, and be able to provide adequate living conditions for my kids.
Where all have you been down the river? Like how far?
I've been all the way up on the Mon River to Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, all the way down to Baton Rouge, Louisiana on the lower Mississippi, and all the way up to St. Louis, Missouri on the upper Mississippi.
What is the biggest challenge of being on a boat for so long?
The biggest challenge would be being away from your family. We miss a lot of holidays, we miss birthdays, ball games, first steps, first words, cookouts. The weather's a pretty hard challenge, especially wintertime. If it's 7 degrees on land, it's about -25 on the water. And if it's 98 degrees on land, it's about 160 on the barges.
Do you enjoy working with your crewmates on the barge?
I love my job. I love working with the guys I work with. My captain's one of the best captains that I've worked underneath of in the years that I've been on the river working.
Alright, about a couple more questions maybe. Would you say that, all the time you spent on the barge, was it difficult and was it worth it?
It's definitely difficult. It's got a lot of challenges. The work's very physically demanding. Everything out there is heavy. Our wires that we lay range about 75 pounds. Our ratchets are about 75 pounds. The lock lines we use to lock through the lock chambers through each dam, they're 200 foot long. They're about 160 pounds dry. You get them wet from the rain, they get up to about 200 pounds. But it's definitely worth the enjoyment of the sights that you see. It's a second home for me. Our crew members, we're like family. We spend more time with each other than we do with our own family. I spend, out of 12 months out of the year, I spend 10 months on the river and only 2 months home.
Okay. Thank you for your time. Do you have any final words before we end it?
If you decide to work on the river, just know that you're going to miss a lot of things, but it's worth it in the end. It gives you a really good life, and it's a really good job to have.
All right, thank you. Disasters unfortunately happen all the time in the world, and this town definitely has scars from the past. 1937 saw a 70-foot above normal flood, completely submerging most of the town. Floods are not rare around the valley. I've seen a few in my time living here. I am grateful for the hills that surround the river to contain its wrath. More famously, the Silver Bridge collapsed in 1968, and is still remembered to this day. It was tragic, and it led to increased safety regulations for all the nation. And in a strange metaphor for the rebirthing quality of water, it gave way to a new culture icon, the Mothman. Though Gallias is dependent on the water, it is a double-edged sword. Gallia will forever remain in my heart, and the heart of the town is the heart of myself. And so I will sit here on the banks and let the water soothe my soul.